All right, there we have it. Here, let me take care of a little bit of business for the super tips link. Um, I seem to recall, perhaps incorrectly, that Evie Mux would pin it automatically. It puts it out automatically on YouTube, but not on Rumble. So you got to go in there and make sure it's there. So there it is. It's there. So last night I did the Kiki image for the lovely ladies at Pretty Antisocial. And based on previous images I've done of Kevin, Daddy Do, there is one of Chad. Same thing. The idea being is that they become obsessed with certain characters, primarily like Melton and whatnot. In Kevin's version, it was Melton, Pat, and Anthony Cumia floating around his head. Then Daddy Do. Well, these days it appears, and that one was relatively new. Seems to Melton is living rent free in his head. So Pretty Andy's also responded on X saying, "Hey, how about one of us with floating around Kiki?" So I said, "Oh, okay." I wasn't familiar with the ordeal, such that it was. One can guess, but nevertheless, so I looked up imagery and whatnot. I could see that, oh, yeah, there appears to be some back and forth there. Uh, you get the deal. So I did one, sent it out. They seemed to like it and everything. But looking at it further, I'm not too crazy about it. And I thought it probably needed to be a bit more cartoony or something of that nature. So just quickly drew another one just for preliminary purposes and whatnot. And I thought, I'm thinking this one's a lot better. And so I did it, and I've already drawn it, put ink to it, and scanned it in. And that's what I'm going to do. I was going to do another thing of Nailsin news, but well, not really in the mood for that. And thought, we'll take a look at this. So that's what I'll do, is try to correct my earlier work, from the night before. There, that should work. I guess I'll have to turn on the magic light in the background so it won't conflict too much. And well, we got to fix this. This is my position, and since the drawing and the art is the thing, we'll keep it like that. That should work. So it'll look like this. See? Oh, you're still seeing the curtains underneath. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So there we are. Oh, you can't see it because of the. Oh, cool. That works out. That's good. Yeah. All right. Hi, Saint Ranger. Thanks for watching the show. I do know it's horribly late. But there we go. This is a very cartoony Kiki. She's not happy, obsessing over the girls from Pretty Antisocial. And these are a bit more cartoony of them, and put headphones and all that. So what you want to do is you got to make this grayscale, or just hit the desaturate for the image here. And we do see the gradations. And that's, I don't know, sometimes I think, hey, I could probably achieve a painterly look, but not for a drawing like this. But nevertheless, working with markers that are pretty much out of ink, but they do make that good gray gradation thing, But, well, going to change all that. So, because this will go for pretty much a flat cartoon. So we do that. Now, you're going to notice this line here. Well, what that is I didn't like the eye, and I still didn't quite get it right. So I had to fix it. So rather than just draw the whole thing over, I took a sticker, like I got a bunch of those, pasted it over the drawing, and redrew the eye so that it's a little better, you know? So, oh no, but it's got this line in. I guess you'll have to erase it and stuff. Well, oh, it disappeared. Oh my goodness. It's like magic. Yes. Yes. Well, it's still kind of there, but going to put it through yet another filter, the dry brush filter. Yes, what this does is solidify all the blacks. I don't know if you can see that, but you see how I'm holding it. It's like it is right. Oh, man, don't do that in front of my stream. You can see it still has more of the particular details, and it looks a little rough here and there, and I kind of want all that gone. And then, bloop, there it is. Now it's all, blocks of black. And for the cartoon look, that's kind of what you want. I could go ahead and let some of the details stay in, and in some cases I have to, but in this case, no. I think this will work better to, as I put it, solidify the black ink, So there's still some little miss here that I'm going to have to clean up. And so that's exactly what I'll do. One day I'll get it exactly right and I won't have to fix anything. But as the song goes, someday never comes. So there we'll go. We'll put this here, that there. Take that out. Lest people think she has a lot of dandruff. I don't think so. And there. All right, sure, it's changing it up from the original a bit, but it's all the process, you understand. You start with your drawing, and that's just a little drawing on a piece of paper. For some people, hey, that's more than enough. But in my opinion, it is not. No, the finished product, to give it more of the cartoon essence, would require color. And can really only achieve that through the wonders of Photoshop. Oh, yeah. Now, probably an even cooler way. I don't do it anymore because why don't I do it? I don't know. But it was one of the features of Illustrator, and it eventually became the only thing I ever bothered with Illustrator for, was you could use the live trace feature. So I would put the art in it, and in Photoshop, it's what's called raster. But in Illustrator, you can make it vector. So that means all this black here would all become its own separate thing. And it does give it a cool texture that gives it pretty close to what a professional inker could achieve. I never could because I really suck at the inking work. Probably why all those years, of course, a lot of it was to save time, of course, but there were professional inkers in comic books who would go over the pencils of the art that the original artist did and go over it with ink. And some of them would use brushes to apply it. And I just can't do it. I always just really sucked at it. And eventually even the proper pens, that, they're basically like the quill pens almost, well, not almost, pretty much what it is. It's not an actual quill, but you get the deal. And, that didn't really work either. You dip it in the jar and you use it. So eventually I just man, especially for the really thin lines, it just had to just be a ballpoint pen, But then, oh boy, the wonders of technology when Photoshop and the like came along, noticed that, hey, it does give it that look, which pretty much reveals I am far lesser than the greats who achieved this stuff, and most of whom are long gone now, and never worked on a computer at all. They went around. Still, they did figure out a lot of stuff. Probably the grand master of comic book artists and comicsters and whatnot was Wallace Wood. Very troubled man. He kind of had a sad, well, not kind of, he had a very sad end. He suffered, he was a chain smoker. I think he drank a lot too, but he had a series of strokes and did a lot of damage to him. But leading up to it, he kept having all these, I guess they thought they were rather mysterious headaches. And back then you're talking about, I don't know, the 60s or so, early 60s, he's suffering with that. And as a result, he became a very difficult guy to work with. His marriages would fail and all that type of stuff is all sad. Eventually, he couldn't take it anymore sometime in the early 80s, and he checked out. But that guy could draw anything. He had multiple styles. He was one of the original EC Comics artists, drawing Weird Science and Tales from the Crypt and all that stuff. And then the original Mad, he did the famous, Super Duper Man and stuff like that. And it's just the absolute best. But he had, he was, because he ran a studio and some other artists kind of were mentored by him and stuff like that. And I think he had the rule. It's like, look, if you can trace it, do it. But I mean, yeah, even if he did, in some instances, it was very distinctive of his style and a lot of his look. So to say that he absolute just copied everything like some people would do, no. He reached a position where you're just not going to be able to dog him for it. But other things was like the early days of figuring out for time savers, especially on comic strips, where that was just like every day you're producing that. And you have the preliminary art for the characters and all that, but backgrounds would be a pain. And especially like a lot of those would require detail, cityscapes and stuff like that. Well, they would just take, what was, I guess, mimeograph or something like that, prints before Xerox became rather prevalent. And you oversaturate it to where it's just basically a black and white rendering of it. And then that could be a background for a panel. And then when you need a little extra, you have to become a real artist and actually draw it. And that was the deal. That's the difference. Somebody who's really no good would be up a creek, and then of course you put the halftone pattern over it. It gives it a distinctive look, and he was quite prevalent in that sort of thing. But back then, it's not a Photoshop deal. It you would literally take and that's for those who don't know, is like typical of comic books, was this dot pattern that would show up here, there, and everywhere. So a lot of times just for the shading aspects, and gives a lot of images a certain separation from it and that sort of thing. And but in those days, it was basically a sticker, and you would apply it to the page, and that's what he did. well, they all did it. And I guess I never really got to deal with the actual zipatone, because some of that stuff, it looked like you had to merge them together. I guess someone to give it a gradation in some scenes that they were doing. So that's a whole other skill that I guess is just gone now, because it's you just go into Photoshop and you can do it, you know. And boy, do I use that halftone pattern a lot, because it just works really great, especially for some amount of separation. So it's like you got Kiki here, and if I wanted some background behind her, but I wanted it to have that element of separation, so where the background, say it's like a living room or something like that, and didn't want it to dominate her image, so you put that element of separation, and it's just all the dots, you know. And that's pretty much what the purpose is. I guess I'll go. I think I did a shirt. It's kind of, I don't know, a navy or dark blue. I don't know. I'll put it like that. It's like this and like that, Anna. And there we go. We put some amount of imagery. There's a certain simplicity in this approach, and it's probably the better one to go for, especially if it's going to be some Dabbleverse image. Might as well go full Mad Magazine with it. Why I forget this, I don't know. I chalk it up to early onset of senility. I say early. Who am I kidding? It's not all that early. Getting up there. So I'll probably do it wrong again, right in front of everybody, because I'd say, hey, this will be material for a stream. And then sit here and screw it all up and everything like that. But embarrassment is a constant companion. But as the years go by, I've noticed that it just doesn't have the effect it used to. You know, teenage years, oh my God, would I be in total collapse and ruin. Yeah. Now I'm like, well, shit happens. And then you move on. And that's pretty much how that goes. Yeah. Yeah. So here I got to touch up her makeup here. So I mean, there's a lot of images of her smiling and stuff, but I think I found one where she was like shooting the rod at the screen or something. But the thing of it is, I get too much trying to do an actual portrait. It's supposed to be a silly cartoon. So, see, that's the influence of the photograph. So, perhaps that is the lesson. Merely glance and then try to draw it from memory. Yes. Yes, yes. So, it'd be nice if I actually remembered that lesson this time, or I mean, the next time I do a drawing live. But odds are, again, the senility, you know, I won't. So I don't know what to tell you, you know. I mean, these things happen. So there we go. And I don't want to do it, I think. Do it like that. Okay. I think that'll work. And we'll go ahead and flatten that. We might adjust a little. There. We can go to hue and saturation. And hey, does that actually show up on the? It doesn't. Wow. Yeah, you can't see any of that stuff. So it's not, I don't know. I wonder, that's kind of odd. Is that like an OBS thing maybe? But I think it does it with the share screen as well. So, the point of it is that there's all these dialogue boxes with the different things I'm doing, and you can't see any of that. So there's this one that's called hue saturation under image, and so I can increase the saturation. But anyway, it kind of works. I don't know. Hair might actually be longer than that. I don't know, but you get the idea. So that's pretty much good to go, I guess. I'll go ahead and take out the background. It's gone. Gone! Just like that. I don't know if I need to add any highlights here and there. Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Kind of works. Now, for a long ass thing, there's certain color aspects that, you start out, the whole image would be blue and different others, and you build upon it, and it gives a more, blanking on the word, more senility, rich, almost texture to it all, especially for like skin. But, well, that'll have to be for another time. So there we go. What's she upset about? Well, let's see. Oh, it's these girls. Girls. So first, we desaturate the image, just as before. Then we increase the contrast. There we go. Now, sometimes when I do that, all kinds of images, it's almost like one of those horror movies where they walk in on, it's usually always a girl in the corner of the room, and they, honey, are you okay? It's okay. We're here to help. And then she turns around, looks at them, and then suddenly her mouth and eyes turn completely black, and her mouth opens wide, and she roars at them or something like that, Oh boy. Well, that's kind of what it looks like. So, I fix it because that's scary. But this is so simplified, done. I don't really need to. So I think I can jump ahead to the paint filter, which I demonstrated earlier, but you probably didn't see the dialogue box. Man, why can't I get it together? Well, someday. Yes, I know. Someday never comes. There we go. See? All nice and tidy. That's fantastic. But no, there's I saw an image of her smiling. I thought, hey, I didn't have any images of them smiling, and I found one of the girls smiling, and thought I would do that. And she was had the headphones on. I think it's like the other images. Jackie, you could see her headphones, but I guess Haley uses earbuds these days or something like that. I don't know. But in this one, I don't know how old it is, but she, oops. She was wearing the headphones. Ooh, man. Well, I can fix that too. You think you can do me that way? No, you can't. Ooh. This is a little too much transparency, isn't it? You want people to think you can do wonders, like it's a miracle that the art even occurs at all. But, it's not really true. You just kind of screw around and see, hope for the best. That's about it. All right. We'll go for this sort of reddish tune. And for the most part, looks like I can go ahead, fill in all that, but I'll still go over it. Oops, 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 oops. Now, you see, that's what the doctor said. Here we go. Put that and that. Sure, that too. What about that? Yeah. There you go. The rest of you. Well, I'm just going to black it all out. You know, I mean, come on. No, it was my time to shine. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Eh. What else? Oh, yeah. Thought you could get away, didn't you? Well, you're wrong. All right. There we go. Put a little pink to her lips. All right. So, okay, there she is. You know, you think, well, isn't that good enough? Oh, no. No, I'm afraid that won't be enough. I'm going to need a little more. Yes. So we'll go over this to increase the color of the hair. Yes, yes. And then especially with the red tone, it's okay that it overlaps like her forehead and stuff, because it's almost like a gradation of color. And it's fine. No, really. And kind of dull the ink, sure, the black ink, but it gives more uniformity of the color of the hair. And even at some edges here, it's kind of almost like, wow, there's a glow to her luscious mane, So there we go. Here through the shadow. The shadow nose. Well, someone should really take another crack at the shadow for a movie, or hell, maybe even a TV series. Now, I say that. Problem is, odds are they'd ruin it, But it's not like they're going to come up with anything new. Well, I'm sure someone probably has, but, talk about your uphill battle trying to get an audience or that sort of thing. Anyway, here we go. Oh, nope, wrong one. So since it doesn't show you the dialogue boxes or any of that, it looks like I suddenly stop and don't do anything. But this is not true. No. It's just, I know it's invisible, but it's there. It's the tools only I can see and hear. Yeah. Sure, Doug. We believe you. I mean, come on. You wouldn't make something like that up. Well, I mean, it depends. All right. Let's put this over. Yeah. This over. Yeah. 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 And, well, and yeah. 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 And for those needing to catch up, the metric is in. Yeah. That's the necessary metric. Should you so desire to repeat this on your own. All right. Okay. There we go. Now we'll trim that a bit here. Yeah. There we go. Yay. Yay. All right. We'll go ahead and flatten that. And then, well, we're back to flesh tones and stuff. Oh, I forgot my carefully choreographed music selections that may or may not work. I probably got to turn down the volume on that one, on some of this. Let's see. What's this one? Come on, stupid, play. Combination on reviews of the Flash show and all that. I think the Superman show, I forget. And it's actually like, I think the opening is from one of the Star Wars video games or something like that. But it's royalty free on YouTube, so cool, huh? And then the other royalty free is, well, I don't know who did it. I wouldn't credit them if I knew, but it's supposed to be like a Philip Glass type of tune, you know? So it's the kind of thing you would play during your documentary about, you know, whatever. Jeez, can't hear that at all. I'm going to have to fix that. There we go. You know, because it's important to have some kind of sound, lest I forget to, you know, babble and ramble and whatnot. I know. You never forget to do that. No, I do on occasion. Oh, damn it, look at that. Sometimes the makeup, you know, gets on the hair. I apologize. All right. See, that sounds like the type of music you'd play during a sped up footage of, I don't know, somebody building something at NASA or whatever. And they're slowly constructing the ship before they go to Mars. Oh, whatever the hell. Remember that congresswoman who was asking them to move the Mars probe so she could see the footprint of Neil Armstrong? Yeah. He didn't go to Mars. Or did he? Could, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I... Yeah, I guess that'll work. We're gonna do the lipstick. Ever so slightly. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. I don't want it to smudge off into the skin because it'll Looks like she's suffering onset of dementia, you know. Oh, jeez. Might be time to give that up, lady. No. But she's not there yet. No. It's going to be ever so delicate. Yes. Yes. There we go. Oops. Is this? Oh, damn, it's the same one. I forgot. Well, that's all right. That's all right, Mama. That's all right with you. Oops. That's all right. Any way you do, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. All right, we'll put that there. We'll do this. Yeah. All right. There we go. And the hand is going numb. I don't realize I'm mashing it into the mouse as I do this. It's a problem. It is. Again, it's another one of those things. Hey, someday I'll remember not to do. No, I'm probably going to do it every time. Okay. I think that'll do it for the lovely Miss Haley. Do that. There we go. And then to put shine upon her hair. Yes. For you know the light of the sun. The star nearest us, of course, the sustenance of life. Gives a kiss to her locks. Yes, yes. Alright. A little dab will do ya. There we go. Okie dokie. Now we'll move on to Jackie, but we're going to have to fix some things because I'm pretty sure she does not have a receding hairline. So we're going to have to fix this. Let's see. Are you suffering from hair loss? Well, you don't need to go spend a fortune at Bosley. No, just go to Photoshop. Look how simple it is. Oh, if only. Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just one aspect of it. Good Lord. The miracles that Photoshop can perform. But I guess it too is obsolete and old hat now. They just get AI to do it. Surely, it is the end of creativity. Yeah, probably. Not even going to work at it. Trust me, I'm easy to give in to laziness, but jeez. Oops, I want the, yeah. There you go. Let me probably, don't need that. There we go. Something like, yep. I guess we'll just go ahead. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And yes, I smashed my hand into the mouse. Again. Whoop, whoop. Damn it. Alright. Oh, that's right. It didn't really show. No, that's it. I forgot where I put or what the part of the headphones was. Her hair covers up the other headphones thingamajig. Yeah. Well, something like that. But okay. Okay. There we go. Guess this one. Oops, 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 oops. There we go. See. Oh yeah, I gotta do the Oh, yeah. And again, I don't color in the glass lenses. Here's my artistic license. I do have one. And it's there to symbolize that there is a lens. See? Pretty cool, huh? Yep. Plus it, saves time and all that.
She was a stripper, possessed by the devil, danced her ass off nightly at the Casa Diablo. He was a DJ, obsessed with the turntable, spun out booty shaking tunes nightly at the Casa Diablo. Sell your soul.
And, well, her headphones were white. Yes. So we can leave it at that. As for the glasses, I don't remember. I'm just going to go out on a limb and, oops, guess something along the lines of that. It's probably not accurate, but, good enough. Oops. That's too much.
She'd bump and grind under a crescent moon. I studied every tan line. Then the DJ spun the wrong tune. Found a knife in his back and a screech from hell. Then his blood went splat at the Casa Diablo. Burn the coal at the Casa Diablo. Pay the toll.
Alright.
At the Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo.
There we go. Oh, boy. Oh, forgot to, there we go. There we go. Oops. I got it. And there we have it. Alright. We'll move back to Kiki. Wonder if, like that. There we go. And sort of like this and that. Maybe right there. Like that. Do that. Okay, we need you about here. And then there you go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Maybe it is better with just 4. Yeah, maybe so. Let me see here. Take that out. Maybe that. No. Crap. Yeah, screw it. I think that'll have to. Yeah, that'll work. This one. Okay. Oops.
New York City crime report.
There we go. All right. Well, there you go. Kiki and the Antisocials. See, it sounds like a band. All right. See, it would make a great cartoon show. Something like that. All right. Oh yeah, I better check up on. Nope. Okay. No super tips. Oh well. I tried. Luke says, greetings, Doug, and all the Doug heads. Well, it's funny you should mention that because I drew a lot of, I drew them earlier, but I colored in a lot of heads. See? No Duck, Luke's and Ranger saying hi to everybody. Bird64 says, hi, Doug. Hi, Bird64. Luke says, you ever check out the classic Mr. A comics by Ditko, the Randian objectivist hero? It's so pedantic and absurd that it's actually awesome to read. It's like an Ayn Rand chick trap. Yeah, I think that was the intent that he did with that. It's like the fulfillment of his character, The Question. And Mr. A didn't mess around. Nodak, I just realized that Jackie and Haley just need a third mic named Earl. Then they could be Jackie Earl Haley. Like the actor from the Bad News Bears and Watchmen. Yes. Speaking of Watchmen, he played Rorschach, who was based on The Question, created by Steve Ditko, who ended up doing Mr. A. Boy, what is the 6 degrees separation of Steve Ditko, I guess? I don't know. Bird Nut 64 says, I know that. Luke says they wanted to make a black The Shadow, but it didn't make it past focus testing, probably. Sure. Saint Ranger says God Song. Oh, you're referring to the music I'm playing? Yeah. The songs are all the AI songs. Well, I did write the lyrics, so that's something. And like this one right now is based on a true story. Robberies at the bodega. And then the Casa Diablo, that's a true story too. Crazy stripper just freaked out and stabbed the DJ. He survived though. Lugs! In one Mr. A comic, Mr. A finds a woman bleeding to death and a criminal hanging for his life on the edge of the building. The woman begs him to save the criminal's life. Let me guess, he didn't. Like if they ever have a meetup, it would be a pretty ice cream social. Lugs, and he tells her he'll refuse to give her medical aid if she makes him rescue the criminal from death. Because he figures, hey, death is what that criminal deserves. Lugs, it's so fucking crazy. Well, Lugs, he's like, you must choose. Right. That's the deal. He's always, it's this or that. There's no in between. Mr. A is not for the shades of gray philosophy, Lugs, are you better than a criminal? Yes or no? Because he's like, why should I bother if you're no better than this criminal scum, So look, it's how he rolls, So yeah, when Alan Moore did The Watchmen, which were originally going to be the Carlton characters, so The Question was going to be what Rorschach became, but he took from Mr. A for the personality a lot more than what The Question was in the Carlton comics. And so Rorschach is pretty much the fulfillment of that. You see what a Mr. A would be. Probably Mr. A had, he didn't have the body odor and stuff, and took care of himself a little better than Rorschach did. But nevertheless, the attitudes, certainly towards crime and whatnot, were pretty much the same, sympathically. Luke says, yes, I'm sympathetic to the ethos, to be honest. But the way it's written is borderline psychotic. Yeah, well, Ditko had his ways. Luke says he was really going to let that woman bleed to death if she chose to have the criminal rescued. Well, he's dedicated and stuff. I suppose he just could have kept lecturing her about how stupid she was. He says, all right, I'm going to save her. And then the guy attacks her again later on. And he's like, what did I tell you? You're on your own, stupid. Something like that. I don't know. But, Jackie Hill early, he did an absolutely great performance as Rorschach in that movie. And he was pretty good in that Human Target show. That was a good show. It didn't last long. No one watched it except me. But it was pretty good. Oh, well. All right, I think that'll do it. We have a new image. I will post it I guess I'll put a background to it. I don't know. The usual. But my is my little Nailsin logo already readily available? I don't want to have to go look for it. Ah, damn it! It isn't. Well, oh well, I'll find it for later. I have to go digging through my computer's closet and find that there, and then post it on the X, and for everyone's viewing pleasure. And I don't know. You want this available in the t-shirt store and poster store and all that? I can put it in there. No, like a little dog will do you. Well, line of the night. A little dog will do you. Indeed. So there we go. Is that the end of that music? I think it is. Oh, it is. There we go. Wow. What timely action. What timely action. All right. So there we go. We'll get together again sometime, and hopefully soon. I don't know what I've got. Thinking of doing a best of show for Nailsin Show for the weekend, and that'll probably be what do you call it? Perhaps, but maybe not. It's all these supernatural, paranormal stories, stuff like that. It'll be fun. And then I don't know. Oh, I got to do a review of Peacemaker. Then it's probably time to watch the latest one. Ah, geez, all backed up. But I've heard fiber takes care of that. So anyway, we'll do it again for another dab of Doug to do you. Oh yes. Oh yes.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my friend. It hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me, because this is the